one.
What's up, Havenites? As of right now, you're probably wondering why we're not live. Well, due to some unforeseen work schedules, some things going on, we kind of had to cancel for the night, take a night off to take care of some work and take care of, just real life and the business aspect of what all, our real world is like. But I wanted to jump on and give y'all a quick little video and kind of hit a couple of highlights and a few books that came out this past week. For those of you that are not familiar, Josh and I always review books 1 week behind, so that way we're not throwing any spoilers out there for people. And kind of sometimes that does kind of get people excited for something that they may have missed or something that they just kind of, forgot about for whatever reason. But before I jump into a quick book review, I'm going to do this in the style that I used to do the pull list. Hopefully, as soon as I can get caught back up on everything, we'll bring back the pull list. I really did enjoy doing those videos. But as of right now, this is June 19th, 2024, and we are coming up on Free RPG Day at your LCS, which is this Saturday. I believe it's the 22nd. I believe it's at your participating LCS, so let's just go ahead and put it that way. I know that Haven is participating. There's going to be games going on. If you just want to check out some games, if you're curious as to what all that stuff is like, you can swing by and check it all out. There'll be multiple games that you can play, that you can participate in, or you can just go talk to some of the people that work up there or some of the gamers and see what all's going on. Or if you're a gamer yourself, as far as Haven's concerned, check the Facebook page. The times are listed with which games are being played at what time. I myself, the Bug, and I, we'll be headed up there about 2 o'clock. We're going to hang out with Tots. We're going to play this silly little game called Honey Heist, which is just always fun. It's a good game for the family to play. So that is this Saturday. Also, a lot of LCSs will run specials and deals on games and such. So if you're wanting to check it out, definitely go check it out. See what's on sale. You never can tell. You may end up becoming a gamer, or you may find something or that you overlooked before. I would definitely go that route. I only picked out a few books to cover this week. I just wanted to throw a few out there so we can kind of keep this rolling a little bit and we won't waste a ton of people's times. I do want to say before I go any further though, thank you for all the likes. Thank you for all the comments, the subscribers. Thank y'all so much for participating in this channel. Whether all you do is watch the shorts, you'll never see this, or all you do is watch the live streams, which we will hopefully be live again next week. Like I said, this was just a one-off. I just want to say thank y'all. Josh and I, we see the comments. I try to answer as many comments as I possibly can. Josh jumps in there on his personal account. He'll try to respond to questions and stuff. As of right now, we have 619 subscribers. That is nowhere near what some of the other comic book channels have, but we appreciate all 619 of y'all. Thank you so much for following us. Thank you so much for taking our recommendations and for listening to us ramble about this silly little passion that we have that we refuse to grow up and let go of. And speaking of refusing to let go of, let's just jump right into it. We're going to start off with, and I did not know how I was going to feel about this. I really didn't. This is Gotham by Gaslight, the Kryptonian Age. This is our follow-up to the original Gotham by Gaslight that came out 1 billion years ago when I was a small child. I didn't know how this was going to go. I was kind of worried about it because, Gotham by Gaslight, I mean, that's an epic book. That's an epic Batman story. That was just phenomenal. If you've never read it, grab the trade. Read that. Check that thing out. It was so good. This issue right here, though, I do like the fact that they captured the essence of it. I like the setup, the way they're going with it. There are a few things in the book that it kind of slows down a little bit, but we're also having to set up our future story. We do see this age's Catwoman, Selena Kyle. We are setting up Talia al Ghul in the League of Shadows. Batman is not in a ton of it. Naturally, the beginning of it is the setup of Superman coming to Earth. We do have, basically Bruce Wayne, some auctions. We got a lot of things going on. I love the way Batman looks in this. This has had some really good art. I enjoyed the first issue a lot more than what I thought I would. especially coming off such an epic Batman story all these years later. They've done a really good job with it, and I cannot wait to see where it goes and exactly what the overall plan is. I love the fact that they're bringing back the Elseworlds line. That is just awesome to me. Now, if y'all just bring back Vertigo, hint, hint. So I definitely suggest picking this up, but when you pick it up, keep in mind you're picking up a book that is trying to build a world out now, trying to introduce all these characters and trying to really set the stage. I think they did a fantastic job doing that with this first issue. Next up, we have The Whisper Queen, A Black Santel, issue number 2. I'm not even going to begin to start attempting to pronounce these people's names, but basically our assassin and her friends have made their way to the mountains. They are trying to rescue her son. They think that he is in mortal danger because he's basically ran off with the people from A Black Santel. Bug, if you'll hand me that book over there on top, the trees. I'm about to show you all that right quick. I'm not even going to show you all that over there. That over there is awful. There's a lot over there. And then people wonder why I can't get caught up reading comic books. I've got my own mini comic book store over there. It's actually a continuation of this right here. If you did pick up the White Trees and the Black Santel issue, or the Whisper Queen Black Santel issue number 1, this is the direct continuation of it. It's really good. Definitely some adult themes. If you're easily offended, I would not pick the book up. But if you like the whole, the fantasy, the element, some of the characters in here kind of reminds me a little bit of the book The Hunger in the Dusk, which phenomenal book. Josh and I both love that. I would, if you like that, I would pick this up. It's just, keep in mind this is a little more edgy than The Hunger in the Dusk, a little more grown up. Definitely some adult situations in here. If you're offended by that stuff, don't pick it up. If that stuff doesn't bother you any, I think you would really enjoy it. We're going to keep motoring right along. Next up, we have... Did y'all really think we would do a video or a live stream or anything that did not involve AWA? We've got Little Black Book, issue 4 of 4. This right here finishes up our story. This was a really good read, all 4 issues combined. This is one of those stories that you're better off reading all 4 issues back to back to back to back. Just simply because of the way the story is laid out. The only thing that I did not like about this was it felt a little anticlimactic, even though Dad does, and it's basically Dad does the right thing at the end of it, but you're reading it, you know what type of person Dad is, you know what type of contacts he has, and you know he's not going to spend one solitary day behind bars. The longest he's ever going to be behind bars is how long it took them to take his mugshot. Other than that, he's not going. I do like the fact that they could bring this back at any given moment. For those of you that didn't read it, the nutshell version is a son that really never knew his father ends up inheriting a house that his father left him after his father passed away. Spoiler alert, his father's not really dead. But inside the house, he finds a little black book, and there's phone numbers in it. And depending on the situation is depending on the phone number that you call, and the person on the other line can fix any situation that you're in, no matter what it is. And that's literally what this is about, is the gangsters are trying to get the little black book back. Dad's basically got to come out of quote-unquote hiding to save his son, his future grandchild, all that good stuff. It was a fun read, a touch on the anticlimactic side, but I do suggest picking it up. Think Red Zone, Redemption, things along those lines, like the whole gunslinger, the old guy who, or in Redemption, it was the old woman who is basically coming out for one last ride. Kind of something along those lines. It could definitely fit in those universes. So I would check that one out if you like it. For people that sit there and say, and this is kind of a pet peeve of mine because I've heard this a long time, and I'm going to go on just a slight rant, then we'll get back. I've heard a lot of people say that AWA is nothing but horror books. I read AWA. I've read a ton of AWA books. The people that are telling you that AWA does nothing but horror is wrong. Period. Don't know how else to tell you. Just because it says AWA on it and just because it's got a couple of skulls in the title does not mean it's a horror book. Go check out some of their books. They're putting out some of the best stories out there right now. I mean, I'm not trying to take anything away from other companies, but AWA is just, they're hitting home run after home run after home run, and if it's not a home run, it is a triple to the gap. I mean, it is freaking awesome. They're doing a really good job. Cannot recommend them enough. Books that I would recommend right off the bat. If you don't want horror, go check out Red Zone. If you want horror, go check out Black Tape. Everything. They're just putting out some really good stuff. Cannot say enough good things about AWA. Next up on the list, by Ghost Machine, we've got Geiger, issue number 3. Another great issue. I mean, we do start off with Junkyard Joe in this issue. We do get a glimpse of his memory bank, and it's basically, I guess we could say memory bank. It's basically Redcoat, Simon Pure, saying, hey, go find Geiger. So we know that Joe is on a quest to go find Geiger. We knew that was going to happen sooner or later. But currently Geiger and the Nuclear Knight are in a library, and Geiger's looking for a particular book, and you find out the reason why Geiger reads so much and why he wants this book so bad, and it's actually a really sad reason. The Nuclear Knight has been getting on my nerves for 2 issues straight. He gets on my nerves for the first half of this issue, and then he redeems himself. The Nuclear Knight is definitely someone that's trying to find their way in a world that they didn't even understand before it went downhill. Just another great read. Enjoying everything that Ghost Machine has done so far. I do want to point this out right quick. If you are curious as to what's going on where and what the timeline is, there's a timeline in every single one of these books, so you'll kind of know where we are. Another thing that I wanted to point out is my bag of Ghost Machine coffee is on the way. When it comes in, we will have a cup. We'll share the video, or we'll do it live one Saturday morning. I don't know. And we'll talk about Ghost Machine coffee and Ghost Machine comics. So, but, I mean, once again, we see in this particular issue where Redcoat, small cameo, Junkyard Joe, cameo, everything, we're going to start tying things together. I don't know how long it's going to take us to get there, but we're going to get there, and it should be fun. Can't wait to see what they end up doing with the Unknown War and how these characters actually tie together. Next up on our list, we've only got a couple more left. We have Giant Size Daredevil, issue number 1. So the first half of this book is literally, it is a Daredevil story, but it's told from Kingpin's perspective. This right here is technically a tie-in to the current Daredevil run. I don't like that. And let me tell y'all why I don't like that. When you do giant size issues, whether it's Daredevil, Fantastic Four, or whatever, I don't feel like they should be tie-ins. Annuals should not be tie-ins. They should be one-shot, standalone stories. That way you give readers that don't normally read your title an opportunity just to pick one up, check it all out, see if they like it or not. If you're not reading the main Daredevil story, will you understand this? Yeah, you'll understand it, but you'll know there's a big chunk of the story that you're missing. I really wish that, and it's not just Marvel, it's DC also. I really wish they would stop doing stuff like that. Give the average reader, the reader that's not a devout follower, and I know those, that really is funny to me, devout follower, and we're talking about Daredevil. Father Matthew, love that character. But give those people that don't read these titles an opportunity to actually pick something up without having to go back 10 to 15 issues to figure out what's going on. Other than that, if you're reading Daredevil, this was a good read. It fits right in with the current story. We're just getting a little side story from Kingpin's perspective. The second half of the book is actually from the Frank Miller era of Daredevil, and it is The Kingpin Must Die, that particular issue. And so I like when they do that, because it does give you an opportunity to read a book or that you may have never read before, or you may not have ever thought to read. I do like when they do that. Absolutely beautiful cover, by the way. But overall, if you're a Daredevil fan and you're reading the main story, this is a really good book. If you're looking for a standalone, this is not the book for you. I do recommend this book for Daredevil fans, though, because you start to get a good understanding of Kingpin's obsession with Daredevil. Last on my list, and I kind of debated on whether or not I wanted to talk about this book. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but this particular story is spanning 2 different titles. But we have Superman issue 14. This right here is the House of Brainiac part 4. This is taking place in Superman and in Action Comics, and there are several tie-ins as well. I'm not reading the tie-ins. To be honest with you, I'm really and truly not reading Action Comics anymore. I do need to pick those up. Look at that stunning artwork. Absolutely beautiful. Cover. Once again, a cover that applies to the story. I love it when they do stuff like that. In this issue, Lobo and Superman, they are having it out. Lobo does take Superman hostage. Gets him under control. They are basically taking Superman to Brainiac. Brainiac has created, and here comes your spoiler, has created a Brainiac Queen, because he feels like that is what the universe is missing. House of Brainiac has been a fun read. I like what Josh Williamson is doing with Superman, because Superman's been getting his butt handed to him. He's not the all-powerful, they've got a plan for Superman. So far, everybody's that he's faced, it's Josh Williamson is doing a really good job with it. I'm enjoying the current Superman run. If you're wanting to check out Superman, this is definitely the time to jump on, because it's only issue 14. If you don't want to pick up the previous 13 issues, I say wait till House of Brainiac is over with, maybe a couple more issues, and then jump in. It's been a fun read. Like I said, Josh Williamson's actually been making you care about characters that you never really would have thought of. I never thought that I would have cared about the character Silver Banshee, but there was one particular issue where something happens at the end of the issue, and I was like, no, tell me more. It was just one of those moments, and I love it when a writer does that with a character that normally you don't think anything about. That is really it. I just want to jump on. This was your Consolation episode, since Josh and I couldn't make it live tonight. We will see y'all next week. Thank you so much for your support. Hopefully we will see y'all free RPG day, and until then, read more comic books.